Hi there, so right now at the moment of recording, the latest Godot version is 4.4 Dev 7, so indeed the official version is quite close to us, and therefore most of the most interesting features that will be coming to this version are already available. In this video, we're going to be checking the main ones. First of all, in Godot 4.4 Dev 1, I believe that the most important thing here is the 3D physics interpolation. So as usual, improvements in the physics and mostly in the 3D environment are quite important for the Godot engine. And basically the main aim of this is to save CPU and also make your game look a little bit smoother in a very low FPS. Then in Godot 4.4 Dev 2, the most important thing I believe here was typed dictionaries. So let me actually demonstrate to you this in the Godot editor. So now you can basically use the export annotation over here, and you're going to be able to assign the different keys and values of your dictionary directly in the inspector. So this of course allows you to actually create the keys and values directly in the inspector, which is a little bit easier than having to type them directly over here. And well, for example, you can check here that this is a dictionary that contains an integer as the key and a string as the value. So for example, the first one is a key of 1 and the value of first value, and this is exactly what we see over here. And then well, here we have two more examples, 2, which is this one, second value over here, 3, etc. Okay, so quite simple. Or actually, if you're going to export your dictionaries, probably what you would do is directly initialize it completely empty, and then you would directly use it over here. So new key, for example, let's create 10. So the value is going to be number 10, add key value per, and for example, no, a new key 20, number 20. Okay, add key value per, and there we have it. Okay, then in Godot 4.4 Dev 3, we got here the new export tool button annotation. Remember, annotations are basically here modifiers that you put, okay, and they modify how a variable is treated inside of the Godot editor. So here, for example, I have just this sprite, and I have set up this script in this way using the tool annotation. And actually here there are two ways in which we can use this. We can make this with either a callable or with also a lambda expression. So in this case, I created two buttons. This one sets a random position and this one sets a random rotation. Okay, so quite simple. And how this is set up is the following. We use the export tool button annotation, then this is the text that then is going to be displayed in the inspector, and then here we can put an icon. If we don't put any kind of icon, the default callable icon, that is this one, is going to be used. And below, well, here we decide if we're going to be using a callable or a lambda expression. If we create a callable, we create a variable that I have seen that it follows the exact same function name, set random position, followed by action. This is of type callable, and then we simply bind the corresponding function. Okay, so this is the syntax. And of course then, well, somewhere you declare the corresponding function that you want to call when this button is pressed. In this case, as you can see, I am just setting the random position. And with the lambda expression, it is a little bit shorter. We once again have this export tool button annotation. In this case, I haven't put an icon just for you to see what happened. And once again, I have set the set random rotation action, and I have used here the lambda expression. Okay, basically equals func, and then parentheses, colon. Okay, and then here indented. Okay, I just put the corresponding logic that I need in order to create the function. Okay. Then over here in 4.4 Dev 4, we got the interactive in-game editing. So this actually tries to emulate what we have in other engines, such as in Unity, in which we can modify the game during runtime. This is still not super polished. For example, because the actual embedding of the game window is not currently available, it will come in a future lesson, because right now you are going to be seeing right now when I demonstrate you that is going to be like a little bit annoying how it is currently set up. But basically this is using the game window over here at the top, and basically allows you to select different objects in the game, and then you will see their own properties in the inspector, and you will actually like be able to modify them. So for example, here he has paused the game and he has selected the different nodes, and as you can see they are being selected in the inspector. Okay, so this happens exactly in this game window. So let me run this sim, and right now we have different buttons. So right now we want to disable the game input. Okay, and now I want to click here on the 2D button. Okay, I didn't have actually to click here. I wanted to directly click here in 2D because this allows me to interact with 2D nodes as well as control nodes, and this one is just for 3D, but in this case the game is just 2D. So when I press here in inspector, as you can see, I have opened up this remote sprite, and I can do I think that right now we can modify something. For example, no, I can set its position to be in 800, so now it should be more to the left, to the right, sorry. So there it is, or even let's move it something a little bit more, and there we have it. Of course it is not super comfortable because I can't put this window, it is not dockable, I can't put it like right there or over there, but maybe in the official version this does come as it should. And also, before I forget, when you're in these export tool buttons, if they do not work or you're receiving some error, even though you have coded everything as it should, just go ahead and restart the Godot editor, okay? Because it is another error, at least in 4.4 dev 7. Then 4.4 dev 5, we got two interesting things: the universal UID support. So if you know what this means, okay, good for you, you will be able to take advantage of this. I wasn't like really able to understand this and to provide you with why is this important, but for some people I heard that it is something that was pretty requested. But well, for the more general user, we have now favorite editor items. So sometimes the inspector has a lot of things, so now you can mark any property as a favorite and it will appear at the top. So for example, let's say that, I don't know, this node, we are always modifying its modulate, so we can right click in the modulate, mark it as a favorite property, and as you can see now I have my modulate at the top of everything else, so quite simple to understand. Now 4.4 dev 6, we actually have two interesting things. First of all, this one is quite simple to understand. We have now a camera 3D preview in the inspector, so whenever you have a camera selected, you're going to be able to preview what the camera is actually seeing directly in the inspector. And then also, for example, maybe for some people, now you can customize the color of the collision shapes when they are being debugged. Maybe this is worth mentioning for some people. And also something that for others could also be interesting, the fact that now whenever you're creating a curves, you can create curves with custom domains, so you are not anymore tied to just use normalized curves between 0 and 1, but you can now use any value that you want. So let's actually see this in action. Let's create here a new 3D sim. Okay, and I will just simply add here a camera. Okay, so this is what the camera is currently seeing, and if I add, let's add some kind of box or whatever, and if I move the camera, as you can see, back, now I can see everything, and I don't have to be using like the preview here anymore, or anything like that. Okay, so it actually makes a huge difference. And now, for example, here I have exported here a curve, and now this is what we have. We have a minimum domain and a maximum domain from 0 to 1, but now I can make this minimum, I don't know, 10, and maximum, let's make this 10. Okay, I don't know why this is not allow me to modify it, but well, the minimum always has to be 0, but the maximum we can actually increase this. So I don't know, now the curve, as you can see, allows me to put 200 from 200 to 1. Okay, so this is something that in some situations it could be definitely helpful. And well, in the last dev that at least we have until the moment of recording, 4.4 dev 7, we have the Jol Physics module. So this means that now Jolt is natively integrated in Godot. This doesn't replace, like, this doesn't make it like the default 3D physics engine, because there is still work that needs to be done, to make it work perfectly, to set it as the default physics engine. Maybe in the official version it is, but right now it is not. So in reality, if we go to Godot project settings and we go to the 3D physics, we will now see here the physics engine Jol Physics to be selected. And as you can see, I have no add-ons installed or anything like that. And the other thing that we have is documentation tooltips. So now we have like all the main information when we hover in any method or wherever. For example, here in the export, we see all the information about it without having to control click it or even having to go to the online documentation. So this is super helpful sometimes, okay, when you know what you are reading, when you are pasting code from other places, when you are following some tutorial, whatever. So of course, consider that it is most impossible to cover like every single feature over here, because this has been the work for, I believe, since August that this version is being developed. So it's most impossible to cover like everything interesting that is coming exactly from August, unless the dev releases. But well, I wanted to mention the things that I believe the most general user of Godot will take advantage of, because if probably you're more advanced in Godot, okay, maybe you love the fact that there's going to be a replace internal CSG implementation with manifold library or whatever, or this other feature. But well, I wanted to mention the ones that the most general user will take advantage of. So well, let me know what you think, and for more Godot news, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. See you in the next one, and bye bye.